St John's the Baptist's Tower here in Ayr actually stands on one of the highest points of the town. It's the oldest standing building in Ayr. It retains elements of the original church that was built in the 1190s, and it stood as this solitary sentinel overlooking the town's growth since the 17th century when the church itself was pulled down. St John the Baptist's Church was an extremely large church for the time and the area, almost cathedral-like in status. It's had a checkered history, but a very interesting one, and if the stones could talk, goodness knows what we'd hear from them. Robert the Bruce, Robert I that is, actually inaugurated a parliament here within the church. So we know that historically John Knox preached here, and not just the once either, on several occasions. And of course he was the foremost figure in the Reformation of the church in Scotland. John Knox married a considerably younger woman, and despite some of the sort of hellfire and brimstone kind of preaching that he had, he was obviously a man of passion as well. We don't know whether she had accompanied him at that particular time, but it's not hard to imagine her and her husband in this tower here.
Friends of St John's Tower are local people who think that it's important to preserve the tower and look after it and make sure that people can appreciate it. Well, I think it's a tower that's seen a lot of change over the centuries. It's been important as a spiritual place, as a place for meetings, discussions, gone through the Reformation. It's a sort of sentinel here for the past, and it makes us realise that nothing changes except everything.
It's a landmark for miles around as well. If you can imagine the present day housing stripped away, how this would have looked in the landscape.
There's going to be a great deal of activity tomorrow. It's really exciting. We're working with Historic Environment Scotland and South Ayrshire Council. We're opening the whole place up. There'll be stalls, there'll be reenactments, and just generally a chance to have a look around the tower and see what we have here.
You can have something on your doorstep, you appreciate its existence, you know of it, but you don't necessarily know its story. And I hope the event that we're going to be holding tomorrow will draw out some of that history and some of those personal stories.